How y'all doing? Okay, so I decided to do another video today. Welcome back. I decided to do something different. My biggest thing today, well, I think my biggest thing for this year is like I chose to do something totally different this year. My year, you know how people have the yearly goals or whatever. What's it called? New Year resolutions. Wow. So I chose to do a more simpler, more copacetic New Year resolution for myself. And it's just, I think it has to do with just more, I know. It has to do a lot more with, gosh, it just has a lot more to do with my confidence, you know what I mean? My self-confidence, my life confidence, just confidence in general, I had to put something together that was more tangible for myself to sit there and rely on, because that's where my issue becomes, present. Is if I speak on it, it will happen, but I will take the longest amount of time, and I don't like that. I don't want to do that. So what I decided to do is I decided to make a vision board, 2021 vision board. This is like the second time in my life that I've ever done something like this, but I needed something tangible. I needed something where I can go back to, and I can sit there and see it, and it feels good to know that these are things that I'm checking off. I needed something like that because it was stressing me out. I mean, not necessarily stressing me out, it's just I didn't have any structure, and I wanted more structure. I wanted something that will show me that I've concluded some things. I've sat here and worked hard on putting things together. So this is my 2021 vision board. Start. The middle I chose a 2021 goal. I threw that on there just so I can know, I need to know that this one's 2021 goals, so that when 2022 come along, I'll have some different goals, or I'll add my new goals to that one. My biggest one is just plan to move to Cali. That's the hugest one, because it's with that just takes a lot of time, energy, and aspiration changes. People, goals, which is gonna stress me out, but I'm gonna get there. It's not gonna stress me out to where it's I'm gonna shut down. It's just it's gonna take me some time. I've already got a few things in place. I've chose my apartment. I've gotten my car. I started packing my stuff. Now just getting down to the nitty gritty. Another one is just positive mind, positive vibe, positive life. And the reason behind my choice to move is just that. Sometimes I need a new start. You know what I mean? I need a new change. And that's a big one for me. So I need, and it's just me and my daughter. We need, the big one, just like I said, just positive vibes, positive mind, positive, life. Just so that restart with a positive outlook. You know what I mean? I know it's not gonna go to plan, but I'm gonna try to make sure it gets as close as possible. And as long as I keep that positive energy going, who's to stop me? A part of it, like I said, I had a little home, the home layout with a little couch and a floor plan. So I kind of have been executing some things off of it. I got a new car. I've already got the apartment. I've already planned on moving. I just set a date. Another one is just saying, it says, I am worthy of love and appreciation. Sometimes I put that on there because I have to remind myself that I am worthy, with it, a lot has changed in my life, and sometimes it's taking me back to where I'm kind of vulnerable, or you know what I mean, I'm kind of I don't feel like I'm grateful for a lot of things, or I don't feel like I'm accepting a lot of things. So I put that on there because I need to keep telling myself that I am loved, I am worthy, I am stronger than my anxiety. I learned that in the last year, I do have anxiety. 2 years ago, when I think about it now, it's 2-3 years ago, there's things that happened to me where I didn't know what it was, but I do believe I have anxiety. And I'm not saying I was diagnosed with it, but I do believe like I have a mild case of anxiety. Like I get overwhelmed. I'm a very structured person, and with that being said, I wasn't, you know what I mean? When things happen to me, I don't know how to process sometimes. And so I'm working on that. I'm working on communication. I'm working on a change. Another one would be, I believe in the power of positivity. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm not trying to, I am staying positive. I do believe like, that if you let them take your joy, if you let them take your energy, then that's what you get. Like, you get that stress. You get that, So as long as you stay positive, as long as you stay, like, you know what I mean? Like, as long as you keep that positivity, and I know sometimes it's hard. I'm not gonna say it's not easy for me, but I've learned to shut down. I zone people out now. Like, before, a year ago, 2 years ago, last week, I learned to, like I said, I've learned to zone people out. Like, I've stepped back, you know what I mean? And that's all that we can do. Sometimes, like, people are looking to see the weakest, you know what I mean? When they find you, they will tear you down. And I've learned to, sometimes I have a resting B face, and sometimes people want to push me to that level because they're like, oh, she has an attitude, I'm you know what I mean? I'm a mean person. It's like, I'm not being mean. I don't have tolerations no more, you know what I mean? I'm not going to allow you to take my joy. I'm not going to allow you to take my positivity. I'm not going to allow you to stop me or hinder me from my goals. And it's taken me a long time. Like I said, it's taken me a long, long time to put myself there. You know what I mean? But hey, I'm finally there and I'm finally seeing it. And it's like, it feels good to see something that like I've been working at actually being executed now. Or it feels good to see that these goals and these aspirations that I put on myself actually being checked off. You know what I mean? And I mean, like I said, it's not easy. Nothing is. Nothing ever is. You know what I mean? But it takes time and it takes, like persistence. And I finally got that persistence. I finally got that, like I understand in my head. I finally got that understanding. Sometimes, like, everybody's going to get it at a different time, but I got mine. It took me 27 years, but I got mine. This other little side, this panel right here is called affirmations. I always mess this word up. Affirmations. Okay, it says, I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and like that one hits me on a different level. You know what I mean? It hits me on a level because it's like, there was a time where I did not see the light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, still right now, I'm still seeing the light at the end of the tunnel because I'm not changing. I'm not done changing. I still have to move, and I still have more obstacles I got to get through. You know what I mean? But a year ago, that was like the least of my worries. That was literally the hardest thing I can sit there and say because I did not see it. You know what I mean? A year ago, I did something that was the biggest thing, the hardest thing of my life. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like, yeah, having my daughter was a hard activity, but what I'm saying is like to change a household, separate from my partner, leave my daughter's dad with just the clothes on my back, my daughter, and my vehicle. I'm sitting here today like I see the light at the end of my tunnel. That was a hard activity, and I mean, people do it every day, and it's not, like, I'm 27. I'm honestly, I can say I was very scared. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, I'm scared because my daughter, like, I never sat there, like, my parents are still together, regardless it was like a unhappy household or not. My parents are still together, so I always thought, like, regardless of what's going on, we have to stick it out for this child. But I had to start realizing that it's not that anymore. You know what I mean? And a lot of these hit because of that. Like, I sat here and when I did this, I did it because I need to remind myself. You know what I mean? I really need to remind myself because there's still days that are up and down for me, and days where I'll be like, oh, I should go back, or I should, you know what I mean? And I'm not. I had to surround myself, like the next one says, I am surrounded by good energy. I had to take myself out of situations to surround myself in good energy. I had to sit here and step back on a lot of people because I had to I have to save myself to be able to be a good parent for my child. You know what I mean? And it took me a long time to realize that. I had to sit there and step back on a lot of people. I had to change a lot of environments. I had to, make hard decisions and live with it and stick with it. You know what I mean? And that's the hardest part for some of us, and I know for me, it was night and day. Like, man, I mean, I can remember the nights where I'm just crying, or I can remember the days where I'm like happy. And I have an issue where like with my mentals, like I don't let people in, so people don't really know what's going on with me until it's like present and my cup is overflowing. That's when people realize something's wrong, Another part just says take things one step at a time, and that, man, me, I'm the worst one for that, but it took me a long time. Like I said, 8 months. It almost a year. Like, honestly, it was April of last year, so it's almost a year. We got March, April. Like, I've been single technically for an entire year. You know what I mean? I've been separated for an entire year. I've been raising my daughter singly for an entire year. Like I said, it says take one step at a time. That one step, man, if I didn't take that step, I'd probably still be in the same situation. If I didn't take that one step, I wouldn't be one step closer to where I'm at today, One step, just like, that one step, yeah, it's gonna be hard and you're gonna wanna fall back. I've done it. I wanted to fall back so many times, but I sat there and said, I have to sit on myself. I have to sit on my words. I have to stand on my 10 toes. I had to stand on my own feet, and I had to figure it out. Yeah, I have a little person that I have to figure it out for, but at the end of the day, I didn't want to keep putting her in that predicament no more. I don't want to keep bringing her back because it's not fair to her and it's not fair to me, and it says I'm beautiful. I have to realize, my biggest thing is like, my biggest issue that I have with myself right now is, I'm not necessarily body shaming myself, but I just don't like my stretch marks, and I know you can do things with that, but I've never come across where like, oh, I can go to, have surgery for that. I've never thought of like that, Every day I just put like some lotion on me, a little stretch mark lotion. Every day and that's 5 years ago. I really do not like my stretch marks, and I'm not gonna sit there and I'm never gonna sit there and say, oh yeah, I love them. No, that's not me. I'm sorry. I know what I gotta do, and I'm working on it. You know what I mean? I am beautiful. Yes, I know I'm beautiful. I'm very confident in myself. It's just, I don't like my stretch marks. And that's me being honest with myself. That's not me being body shaming. That's not me being offensive towards myself. It's just the truth. I didn't actually gain my stretch marks until the last, I'm talking about 2 weeks of my pregnancy. I literally had no stretch marks until my daughter was overdue. And I was like, man, she killed me. Another one says, I am worthy of good things. Again, my older brother keeps telling me, he tells me every day, treat yourself, don't beat yourself. And that is one thing that I did not stand for, and I did not live by, and it took me to be single to realize that I was beating myself. I was beating myself a lot, you know what I mean? I'd be the last person to do anything. This past year, I got myself an apartment. I got myself a 2018 Chevy Malibu. I went from an iPhone 6 to an iPhone 11. Every time I go to the mall, every other check I'll go to the mall and I'll buy myself and my daughter some shoes. These are things where I used to be content with what I had. And it took me a long time to realize I'm not content no more. I'm not showing out. I just know that I want more for myself and my child. So that's what I decided to do. It's I'm not going to beat myself anymore. I'm not going to sit there and keep taking care of everyone else and then I'm suffering. Because that's all I was doing. I added to my perfume collection. Yeah, I've spent maybe $100 on a perfume I didn't need, but I did it because you know what? That's what I wanted at the time. And whatever, fugulous with my money. I'm very not. I'm a savior. So the small things that I've done, man, I'll stand there at the cash register beating myself up. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Can't go back after you purchased it, But I did it because I needed to. And I needed to, because I needed to sit there and show myself that I deserve more. You know what I mean? I want more, I deserve more, and I need to start treating myself like I deserve more. I'm working this hard and I have nothing to show for it. I sat there and had a conversation with my older siblings and my parents, and I said, I did my taxes a year ago and it was $9,000. I said, with a total of $1,000 I made in 1 year, I have nothing to show for it. You know what I mean? And I sat there and I looked at it and I said, that is a shame. Nothing to show for it. I have no tangible item. I have nothing in my hand, no memories, no time, because I spent more time taking care of everyone else instead of myself. So I said, going into 2021, I'm gonna have endless to show for it. Tangible memories, pictures. Because I said, at the end of the day, my daughter deserves that and I deserve that. It says, there is no obstacles I cannot overcome. I mean, in 1 year, I had so many obstacles. Like, I had so many like dark nights where I'm sitting here trying to figure out bills. I had so many times where I'm sitting there thinking like, man, how am I gonna make this work? And I'm realizing I checked off a lot of obstacles last year, you know? And now that 2021, I can sit there and actually see those obstacles obtained. I'm working on my credit. Like I said, I got me a new car. I got me an apartment. It's because I worked hard. I paid off a lot of my debts. You know what I mean? I just buckled down and I said, you know what? If I'm broke and I have my bills paid. I feel so much better. I'm not stressed anymore. It says, this discomfort only, like I should put this one to the top, but it says this discomfort is only temporary. And that one I live by, because guess what? For an entire year, I've been uncomfortable. You know what I mean? An entire year, I've been uncomfortable. And I'm not saying that like uncomfortable meaning I don't have my own. Like uncomfortable meaning I don't have my own. Uncomfortable meaning I'm staying with my older brother. I had to stay with my parents. You know what I mean? I actually left an entire life. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, we were together for a long time, and I'm like, I decided no more, I'm done. That was my uncomfortable, and then I fight with myself every day, because it's like my daughter, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, she's only 5, but I look at it like, you know, me being a single parent, it's like I don't want her to think that, you know, she gets to a point where she has to stay with somebody just because of the child. Or I don't want to get to the point where she regrets me because I made the decision to, you know, break up her home. You know what I mean? I pray she understands, and I pray she can, you know what I mean? I pray every day about it, because it's like, I think about it myself. Like, I hope she can tell and see that I'm only trying to do better for her and do better by her. You know what I mean? The next says, talk less, do more. 2020, I shut up. I shut up. I stopped doing a lot. I changed my ways. I stopped telling people my plans. And then I'm pulling up in a new car and people are like, when'd you get this? Oh, a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. You know what I mean? Oh, you got a house? I don't need to show off. I just know, like, there's things where I did, and I you know, I was quiet about it. I got quiet about it because I said I'm tired of people trying to wish bad omens on me. Or I'm tired of people that's trying to wish, you know what I mean? Like, because there's a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people that try to prey on your downfall. And people was good at that with me. You know what I mean? They preyed on my downfall. Another one is, I can and I will. I just had to keep telling myself, I can and I will. I can and I will do it. I can and I will do it. Because you know what? My mental was sitting there saying, no, you can't do it. My mental was trying to beat me. But I sat there and kept saying it to myself, I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. I'm going to move. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to do what I want. And look at me. I'm doing it. It says my past is my biggest learning experience, and that is the truth. There is so much in that one right there is my biggest one. That's the power one. That's the powerhouse I have to sit with. And at the end of the day, that one right there, that's the truth. I done come so far. I'm 27. I done lived a full life and then some, you know. And I'm like, that's what we have to realize. Like people ourselves, you know, our community, our surroundings. It's like, yeah, our past is our biggest learning experience. Because guess what? We made it through, and we're going to continue to make it through. And I know sometimes we can't see that light, but you know what? I see mine. I can see my light. I see it. You know what I mean? I see it. And I'm learning. This is the biggest thing. Is the reason why I want to move back to California, is because I have to go back to my past to learn my forward. You know what I mean? And I'm not born in Colorado. I'm born in California. We got so many family members that I haven't even connected with, and I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. I know my siblings. I know my mom and dad, but I got all these people I owe it to learn them, because you know what? They are my bloodline. You know, like I feel like how am I gonna know myself if I don't know these people? When I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for most of these people. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel about life. So I'm taking a chance to do something that's different for myself, for my child. I'm taking a chance to put it all on the line just to get an experience. You know what I mean? Because that's what I deserve. This side is just my goals and aspirations. Just basically meaning I want to learn. Like it says have more home cooked meals. That's the truth. Like I spent 2020 like because I didn't have a house, so I couldn't cook food. So I was literally in McDonald's line, Burger King line. I literally did from this is by the way, this is a tea. This is not a coffee, this is a tea, okay? I went 2021. I stopped drinking soda. I stopped eating fast food. And I started drinking water when I'm at work. I stopped drinking Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is my heart. You know, every day I fill up someone's drink, and I be like, I just want to taste the Coca-Cola, but I stopped doing it for myself. You know, I have to live a better, healthier, and a better life for myself. And I'm trying to teach my daughter to do the same. I want to be able to barbecue. You know what I mean? Like my goal is to barbecue. I want to be able to tenderize my meat. I want to be able to marinate my meat with different seasonings, different oils, and different spices. I want to be able to grill it, slow cook it. I want to be able to grill corn. I want to be able to, like, I did test out the theory of grilling hot dogs, but you know, hot dogs is easy to cook. Like, that's not even grilling. But I want to be able to buy me a grill, and I want to be able to do these things because that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? I want to learn to actually cook home cooked meals. I want to be able to cook more than just the basics. And I want to do this for me and my child. You know what I mean? Like, and if I have a future partner, I want to be able to do that. Like, because you know, food is always the goal, the end game. If you can cook, you can keep. And again, just traveling. Like I said, just traveling. Like my whole goal is to travel. Like, I'm not saying like it's not traveling like, okay, yeah, I've been to a lot of places, but I'm saying like travel with my daughter. You know what I mean? I want to give her a little bit of piece of culture. I want her to see the United States. I want her to see, you know, if I ever get a chance to ever go across, you know, the border. I mean, I barely got out of my city. You know, and the only reason I got to like go into other states is because we have family there. But that's big for me. You know what I mean? Like, I know most people be like, oh, well, I've been here, but it's like, I haven't even got out of my city yet. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't even I just, this past summer, went to the East Coast, and I'm 27, so that lets you know that I haven't really experienced a lot, you know what I mean? And my goal is to start actually experiencing things that are actually valuable in my upbringing, or valuable in the upbringing of my child, you know what I mean? And I say my upbringing because guess what? I'm 27, I'm not done grown. I'm very inexperienced to a lot, you know what I mean? And I'm very like new to things where you'd be surprised. I'll sit there and ask more questions and you can actually even understand. And it bothers people, but it's the truth. It's because I don't know. Like, I haven't experienced a lot. I was a very sheltered child, you know, and I kept myself sheltered. I kept myself being, if I'm 27, I was a 27-year-old. If I was a 12-year-old, I was a 12-year-old. You know what I mean? I never tried to grow up faster, and I never tried to recoil back. I just stayed in my place. You know what I mean? And yeah, I know I'm weird for that, but I was that kid. The outside is just a lot of words. It's just to remind myself that, you know, I have goals and I have dreams and I have ambitions and I have like, you know, like just remind myself I have friends, I have happiness, I have good times, you know. It took me a lot to put this thing together. It's like I said, it was like 2 months, you know what I mean? It doesn't look like it was 2 months worth of work. It's because I kept picking it up and putting it down, and I wasn't ready to talk about it, you know? And now I'm ready. I'm ready to sit there and speak myself, speak my truth, and speak my goals, you know? I'm very much an introverted type of person. People tend to learn that about me later on. I'm a very private person, introvert. You know, like I do things on my own choice and my own energy and my own speed. I'm trying to build this channel. I'm putting in work to build this channel, but like I said, I am an introverted person. Like I chose the word simple is we because, like, first of all, my name is Lindsay. When I started my Instagram, it was simple as me, you know, and then my Snapchat also simple as me because it's simple. Like, I'm a very simple person. I live a very simple lifestyle. I don't do too much. I'm not a, like, I literally, I don't go clubbing, even though it's COVID time. I don't go clubbing. I don't do too much of anything. You know what I mean? Right now I'm a 27-year-old mother. I work a full-time job. Yeah, like, I'm a single mother right now, so, you know, not in a relationship with nobody, but you know what I mean? Like, I live a simple lifestyle. So that's why I chose the name Simple is We, because it's like, even with my daughter, like, it's just me and her. So there's days where we just are quiet as can be, or there's days that we just go extra, you know? I mean, like, my daughter's the age where like I said, I'm 27 and she's 5. I had her when I was 21, you know? So I kind of like grew and she grew, you know what I mean? So it's not necessarily like, oh yeah, we're best friends, but I'm still learning to be a parent as well as she's learning to be a child, you know what I mean? And sometimes there's days where she's like my little best friend, my little broke best friend, you know what I mean? There's days where we both are talking crazy to each other, because that's my baby. But I'm learning to be a parent. It's not necessarily, I'm not there yet. It's taking a village to help me raise my daughter, my siblings, my parents, you know? But yeah. So this channel, like I said, we're coming along in this channel. We're coming along with what's going on. If you have any questions, I would like for you to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, because that's the only way this channel is going to grow. But yeah, I hope you like my vision board 2021, and I hope I can do what I'm thinking. Is like, I'm thinking I want to do one just to like, not as big, but you know, generally a small one, just to keep, like, I have a bulletin also, like I do a bulletin chart to a bulletin board, a bulletin book, but I want to start, like, you know, keeping a track of myself, you know what I mean? Like, that's my goal. I've come a long way. I've schedules, like I said, I've been a lazier kind of person. Like, I'm not lazy, like, oh, lazy in life, but lazier once it's not work, I kind of just sit. But 2021, I've used my calendar in my phone, which is a big one for me. I've been keeping up. I have timers for everything. Time management has been like a key obstacle for me that I've actually overcome. What is, like, pictures, you know, taking the time to actually be in the present moment. That was an obstacle for me, you know? Like, being an actual parent to my child, like, where I can sit there and if I have to punish her, that was an obstacle for me. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I have to talk to her, that was an obstacle for me. I'm taking those time to learn myself, to learn her. You know what I mean? And I had to step back a lot. I had to goal set, goal change, communicate, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, type of thing. You know what I mean? And it took me a long time to realize that, but that's why I decided to make those changes that I made, because this time. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. Please, like. It's like, comment, and subscribe.